While since I have been on here, so I'm gonna wait until we get some followers. I wanted to share some information with y'all that would be extremely beneficial, especially in these times. For those of y'all who are not familiar and have been completely and utterly distracted, there have been over 100 countries that have completely dropped the US dollar. How does that affect us? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's a new currency out called BRICS, BRICS. I believe it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, or South Africa. And essentially, it's a universally agreed upon currency in which everyone's going to be acting off of, as opposed to the original powerhouse of the US dollar. So, what does this mean for us? Inflation, at the very least. It's going to go crazy. So I figured I would just get on here and share some information with y'all of a free side hustle that y'all can do that requires no money out of your pocket, right? That's number one. No experience. You just got to go learn the material. It's free. It's on YouTube Academy. And there's no limit to how much you can make, especially during this time with the housing market, what's going on. Guys, I'm trying to tell you. And if you already haven't guessed, it's called wholesale real estate. So for those of y'all who may be asking, saying, hey, Josh, I thought this was a landscape channel. I thought this was landscape design channel. How does this have to do anything with that? I'm glad you asked. So let's just paint the picture real quick. So you own a landscape design company and you're going around, you're doing your marketing, passing out business cards and whatnot, right? Okay. So as you're passing out business cards, you may go up to some houses and may not go up to others. You know, as a business owner, ideally, you want to go up to the ones that have people there, that are, people living there. People living there means they have the opportunity to pay you, right? So what does that say about the leftover houses? The ones that look like they're all distressed, beat up, as some would say, a trap house. What do we do in regards to those? Well, I'll keep it very simple for you. Absolutely nothing when it comes to landscaping. However, you can do absolutely everything when it comes to real estate. And I know you guys right away are like, oh, hold up. I don't got a real estate license. Your mind's all over the place, kid. What are you talking about? I don't have a real estate license either. And I have pulled over $7,000. I'm going to say that again. I have pulled $7,000 doing this technique simply by handling my landscape design company. So let me explain how this works. It's called wholesale real estate. So what you do is while you're going around, you're passing out your business cards, you're going door to door, meeting new prospects and whatnot, getting your company info. You're going to pass out your cards to the people that have like residences where there's people living there, right? You want them to pay you. People have to live there to pay you. The houses that are abandoned, the ones that are all beat up, the ones that are all distressed, all of those types of houses obviously don't have people living in them. So what do? How do you make money off of them? It's called wholesale real estate. I'm going to tell you what you do. First off, you do a buyer's list. So this is what you do. You go on social media, you go on Facebook, you link up with your realtor friends in the community, blah, blah, blah. And you say, hey, I'm looking to build my buyer's list. Would you like me to add you to it? And all that means is that as I find these properties that look like, nobody lives there, that leaves potential outside of the MLS for individuals to make money. So as I said earlier, I've already made $7,000. What's up, Aaron? How are you? So I made $7,000 off of 3 contracts, and that's what wholesaling real estate is. You're flipping contracts, not real property. You're flipping the paper which conceals the property. Let me explain that. So what I do is I go online and I create a wholesale real estate contract. And basically in South Carolina, they just passed a law that you can't wholesale essentially unless you're fully transparent. But this is essentially how it goes. I spot a house, it's distressed, right? I come in there and then I say, hey, I would like to present this much money, for your house. I'd like to buy it for this much. Obviously it's distressed, it's worn out, so you can propose a lower price on the house. You're from Michigan? Hey, go Lions. That's right. I'm from Michigan as well. I'm from Livonia, Michigan originally, right outside of Detroit. So, but anyways, so with wholesale real estate, you find the crappy houses, you take your contract, you go meet the homeowner, you sit down, take them out to lunch or whatever, say I'd like to buy your property. Once you get an agreement on the price, you sign the contract, they sign the contract. Make sure there is a contingency in your contract that says you have the right to assign the contract. It is imperative you have that contingency, because if you don't, then you can't make the money. The contingency to assign the contract is simple. I'm going to buy the property off of the person selling the property for as cheap as I can, so that I can turn around and sell that to somebody on my buyer's list for a much higher price. So the difference in the price from where I attain it and I sell it to my buyer versus the low price in which I initially purchased from the seller, that gap difference is the profit that you make as a wholesaler. It's very simple. It doesn't take any real estate license. You don't need any special education, none of that stuff. But how does it tie into landscaping, you ask? Well, every house has landscaping, doesn't it? So every landscaping resides with the house. So there is zero way that y'all should be having an off season with landscaping. If you can't do all year round seasonal services such as patios in the winter when the lawns are kind of dormant and all that stuff, if you're not all the way up to that level yet, make sure that you get on wholesale real estate. If you guys are interested in learning more, shoot me a message, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to drop periodic hints and free game so that people who aren't in the best situation right now financially have the same opportunity as I did, you know, learning all this stuff. So long story short, step one, where do I start? I would get on Facebook if I were you guys, and I would make a post that says, I am looking to build my buyer's list. I am a wholesaler looking to build my buyer's list. They love that, because an investor and a realtor know that you can't make money as a wholesaler unless you find the right pick. And there's so many limited options you can find with the off-market property. So that's what makes it more challenging and fun, I feel like. So what you do is you build up that buyer's list. Get about 6-7 people that are always buying, know their areas in which they want to buy. Those are called their preferences. And then start hunting. As you're going out, passing out door-to-door business cards, very simple. For the houses that are abandoned and beat up, write down the address, skip trace their contact info, and reach out to them. See if they want to buy it. I mean, see if you can buy it. You never know. If they say no, you're back to point A. It's the game of probability. You have to expect people to deny your offer and turn you down way before you ever get accepted on an offer. In other words, you have to be comfortable with getting denied. A lot of people, you know, it's their house. It's a big investment and it's a big profit margin for them. They're very sensitive, especially if you don't have a real estate license. But if you understand how to communicate with people, provide full transparency and a stress-free transaction, I'm telling y'all, man, there is so much opportunity. I made $7,000 just by finding these properties while I was doing my marketing for my other company. It's a win-win. And you don't need to be going door to door, you know, to look for these houses. You can do something called virtual drives for dollars. And this is free game. For those who want to take down the notes and whatnot and write this down, this could change your life. This very well can change your life. Virtual wholesaling. What you do is you go to Google Maps and then you type in the address of the area which you want to start looking for houses, right? Type in the area, search it. On the top right-hand corner of Google Maps, there's a little 3 or 2 square icon. Hit that, click satellite, and it'll show you a satellite photo looking down from the satellite of all the houses. Now, what does that mean? That means you could see the roofs that are all broken and busted down that probably don't have people living in it. You can walk the streets virtually up and down, looking left and right to see if they're all distressed, so you can reach out to them. And really, you don't even have to leave your house. You can just literally walk up and down the street on Google Maps virtually through the satellite option and just start looking left and right for the houses that look beat up. You can do that at home. Then day 2, you go out in your car, drive by those houses, see if they are indeed still beat up and still indeed can be flipped. Once you get that confirmation, it's called skip tracing. Those of y'all are interested, make sure you subscribe, like, or comment. Reach out to me, shoot me a message. That's your best option. That's your best bet, is to message me directly. What you want to do is skip trace their phone number, their contact info, you know, their email address, their current address, and you want to get a hold of them. You want to get their email, their phone number, and all that stuff. So you can do what? Email marketing, automate a follow-up, SMS texting marketing, and cold calling. Very simple, y'all. And it's all free. It doesn't take any money out of your pocket. It just takes a little bit of learning. And if anybody is interested, I will not only be willing to verify and show you these funds that I've attained through this process to prove it's legit, you know, because there's a lot of talkers on here. I'll prove it's legit. Not only that, but I'll be glad to teach you, because I'm actually looking to build up my team as we speak. And this is only for people that are looking for thousands of dollars in a new opportunity. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of focus. It is very simple, but it's not easy, if that makes sense. So long story short, I'm going to re-summarize, wrap it back up. Wholesale real estate, that is the new age of side hustle. It requires the flipping of a contract in which you buy from the motivated seller. A motivated seller is one who has pain or a reason why they want to sell their house, whether it's they can't afford the repairs, they can't afford a realtor, it's just been worn down, it's been inherited and they live out of state, whatever reason, and there's a ton of them. Whatever reason, you secure that house on contract with an assignment clause. Once you have that assignment clause and you have their signature with an agreement on the price, you can turn it around, sell it to your investor on your buyer list for an increased price. Make sure that increased price number that you increase it from purchasing it from the seller all the way up to selling it to your investor, that little increase that you change, that's going to be your profit margin. So think accordingly. If y'all are interested in learning more, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, shoot me a comment or a message, whatever they do it on YouTube. Talk to y'all soon.